What's up guys, Mike Puma here with another Marketing Monday, and before we even dive into that, I do want to say thank you so much to all of our veterans out there. We really appreciate your service. I can't imagine what you've been through, but thank you for all that you do. So today, I am coming at you with a ton of value. If you've watched any of our stuff, you know that I'm pushing you guys to create as much daily content as possible. And the reason being is you can actually build and target custom audiences off of those people that have engaged with that piece of content. So today I'm going to share my screen and show you exactly how to do that. And even if you're not producing daily content, if you have a huge database, I'm also going to show you how to upload that custom database into Facebook and target that. So stay tuned and I hope it helps. Alright guys, so I'm about to share my screen with you and dive into exactly how to create these custom audiences. Alright guys, so today I'm going to walk you through exactly how to build custom audiences in different ways. One is from engagement on a particular video, picture, post that you have that you believe someone who would watch that or engage with that post is likely to take an action that you want them to take. Then we can retarget only those people that watched the video for a certain amount of time or engaged and commented or liked. So there's all sorts of ways to do this, and I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do it. I'm also going to show those for those that don't post content regularly but have huge databases, huge spheres of influence that they want to be able to utilize and target. I'm going to actually walk you through how to upload that database into Facebook and then be able to target just your sphere through Facebook ads and Instagram ads. So let's get started. All you're going to do is log into Facebook, and let me also note that this will work through exactly how I'm going to show you now to be able to target through Instagram as well. So for those of you that are targeting a little bit of a younger demographic and primarily use Instagram, this is the exact same process, and the audience we're going to build will work on both. So you're going to log into your Facebook account, and then all you're going to do is we need to get into Ads Manager. So you're going to hit this drop down and you're going to come in and click Manage Ads. This will bring you into your ad account. Most of you will only have one. Obviously, I have multiple accounts, so you're going to see multiple pop up here. So I'm going to click the one that I want, and this will bring me into our Ads Manager. So for those of you that are not as familiar with Ads Manager, this is essentially where you are going to create the ads once you've built your audiences. But first, we need to build the audiences, which is what I'm walking you through today. As far as how to build an ad, I've done other videos on that. So, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, and check that out. You will see those on there as far as geo-targeting and all sorts of things within actual ad creation. But today we are focused on audience. So to get to our audience manager, all we have to do now is click this little hamburger drop-down menu, and then we're going to click audiences. Now this will bring you into Audience Manager. So when this loads, it's going to give us the ability to create our audiences. Now, there are a ton of different ways to do this. Some are simple, some are a little bit more complex, and they all have a variety of uses. Today, we're going to focus on, in my opinion, especially for your real estate business, two of the most crucial ones that will really help kind of create a spark right now. So what we're going to do is click Create a Custom Audience, and then we're going to start here with our sphere of influence. So let's say you have a customer database, whether it's in Gmail, whether it's in your CRM. For those of you with Century 21, most of you are using Zap. Zap does give you the ability, as well as pretty much every CRM on the planet, and including Gmail and Google and most of your email providers, will give you the ability to export your contacts. So all you're going to do is export your contacts into a CSV file out of whatever CRM or email database you want. Okay. Then once you have that on your computer, you're going to follow these steps. We're going to click customer file, and hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm in the wrong account real quick. Hold on 1 second. All right. So this is going to load, and you're going to see all my audiences here that we've already created. So if you have created some in the past, you may not even realize you created some. They'll all will show up here, and I will go through here in a second what all of these numbers mean and you know how to kind of navigate this a little bit. But ultimately, like I was saying a couple minutes ago, we want to create a custom audience. So we're going to create custom audience, and then customer file. And then you have a couple options. For those of you who are using MailChimp, you can actually import directly from MailChimp. If you're not using MailChimp, like I said, you're going to get an export CSV file on your computer. You're going to have it ready to go, and then you're going to click Add Customers from your own file or copy and paste. So we're going to select this option here as soon as my computer catches up. Hold on 1 second. And then Facebook's going to load here our upload center, right? So from here, all you have to do is upload your file. Now, Facebook likes that data in a particular kind of manner. So in order to do this, it just involves a little bit of copy and paste, not a big deal. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to click this download file template. You're going to see that that's downloading right here. So I'm going to open this file template up, and you're going to see that Facebook auto-populates this with some sample data. We're going to delete that data out as we do not need it. So here's their sample data, right? All they're trying to do is show you, what data they're looking for. So it's very important to note here that you don't need this data. That's okay. You don't delete out the fields that you do not have or do not feel like you want to look up. So if I only have one email, delete the other two emails. If I have one phone number, two phone numbers, delete the one that you don't have. Obviously, the MAD ID you don't need. First name you'll have, last name you should have. Hopefully you have a zip code or city or state. Those things are important. I'm sure for most of you watching, your country will be the United States. If you don't have the date of birth, age, gender, all that, you don't have to worry about that stuff. It's going to find them anyways. Okay, so literally, if you see something in here that you do not have, you'll just literally highlight and delete it out. You don't need it all. Okay, so now all we have to do is go to the CSV file that we exported that has our customer database in it. So let me just see if I can find a sample one here. Okay, so I'll just open this up. So assuming that this was my database, right, where I have names and phone numbers, I'm literally going to copy and paste line item by line item, right? So I'm going to take my database here and I'm going to say, okay, I need, the first name. Let's do first name. So I'm going to take the first name, my database, come all the way down to the bottom. Okay. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to my Facebook one. I'm going to come over to the first name and last name, and I'm going to hit paste. Okay. And I just pasted in the first name, last name. And I'm going to do that for all of them. Once I have that, I'm going to save it. And we're going to save this. When you go to save it, you want to make sure that you save it as a CSV file, right? So obviously when you go to save it, the template will auto populate there as CSV. You just want to make sure that you are saving it as a CSV file. So the biggest thing here with your database is the most people have the mobile app, the Facebook or Instagram mobile app, in which case they are using their cell phone as the login number, or at the very least have it tied to their account. So the absolute best way for Facebook to find someone is through their cell phone. So if you have cell phones, make sure on this page here when you're copying and pasting, you put in a phone number if you have it. Email is also a good option, but as I'm sure is the case with yourself, your emails change over the years. You have multiple. So phone number is typically the best, first, last name, and then obviously if you have the zip, city, state, and then obviously the country, that's great. If you don't, you won't have the MAT ID, so don't worry about that. And that's it. So like I said, you're going to copy and paste. If you only have one phone number, delete the other two. This isn't important, right? You're just going to put in what you have. So you're going to save that, and then we're going to go back to our Facebook Ads Manager, our Audience Manager. Okay. Now, it's very simple. All we're going to do is click Upload File. We're going to find that file on our computer. So let's just say it was this one. I'm going to double click in it, and Facebook's going to pull it in. Okay. I can name it. So if I'm going to load multiples, I can definitely do that. And then I've got to select the origin of this upload. So if it came from your customers directly, if it came from some partners that you're working with, data, this doesn't matter. They just want to get an idea of where the data came from. So whatever fits the data you're uploading, you're going to select that. And then you're going to hit next. Okay. And what Facebook's going to do now is it's essentially going to map the document. So obviously I didn't fill out the entire document. So you'll see Facebook's noting, hey, these didn't have any information. So I'm just going to say, okay, don't upload those. That's fine. Upload the phone number, upload the email. And so anything that it finds that it maps correctly, it's going to show green. Anything that didn't, it's going to show do not upload. That's fine. And then you're just going to click upload and create. And so once you do that, you're essentially done for right now. And so what's going to happen is back here in your audiences, it's going to show up, instead of being green and say ready, it's going to show blue little dot and it's going to say populating. It'll take it anywhere from 1 hour to maybe 5 hours, the most I've seen, depending on how big your database is. And it will scrub and find as many of those people that you uploaded as possible. So then one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to get something back here that says green and ready. Now, one thing Facebook has taken away for the most part, you may see it pop up every once in a while, is when you're uploading your own, it won't actually tell you the size. It won't tell you how many people it found for security reasons. So sometimes what I found recently is, depending on the data, it actually has. So this audience that I'm highlighting, for example, it did tell me how many people it found. It found 11,000 of the 17,000 that I had uploaded. Typically, Facebook has, and from what the data I've uploaded, about an 80 to 90% match rate. So you should find a good amount of the people, depending on how good the data is that you're putting into it. But if for some reason it could not find more than 200 people, then you're going to get a little red dot here, and it's going to say audience too small. Let me see if we have any of those. I don't. But it'll say audience too small with a little red dot, which basically means there's too few people that have found, and you can't target them. But anything really over 200, it's going to tell you. Now, if it's below 1,000, it's going to note that, because that's still not a lot of people, and so you're going to obviously be limited on how much you can spend on that audience. But now, once it says green and ready, I can now build an ad and only target these people. Okay. So as an example, if I scroll down here, you're going to see where we uploaded. Let's see if I can find it here quickly. see. I don't see it in here, but you're going to be able to come over and say, okay, so here's an example. So we took our database of 55,000 past customers and we segmented them. So we took home sales that we've done of 800,000 and up, 900,000 and up. We segmented it. We even did it by, area. So we've really segmented our customer database. But if I take, or even this, right? These are all, this is the entire list. This is what I was looking for. So this list, now, although it won't tell me, I uploaded 55,000 people. There's probably 30,000 people in this audience list. We ran a thank you ad because this list is only people who have closed a transaction with us. So we literally ran an ad that said, hey, if you're seeing this ad, it means that you've trusted us with your real estate needs. We just wanted to say thanks. That's the type of stuff you can really do with your database and really start to work your sphere of influence by building a custom audience. So I'm not going to dive too far into how to actually build the ad, but one way is to come in here, actually select the audience, and under actions, let me scroll back up here. Hold on one second. Come on. Okay, sorry. So one of the options is to select the audience after you've created it. So let's just say this one. Nope, sorry, not that one. Where's the one I want? Let's do... Okay, so check the one the audience that you want, and then just click create ad. That'll pull you back into Ads Manager and automatically pull that audience in. There's also a way to do it when just creating an ad from straight going into Ads Manager, which I do show in other videos. So go and watch those videos for that tutorial. But this is how you're going to build that custom audience. Now, here's the other really cool way, and this is the reason that I push posting the daily content. So again, we're going to create a custom audience, but for those that are creating videos and creating pictures and creating content, let's say that we ran an open house. Okay, let's say you ran 4 images, a carousel post for your open house, and you like so many of you do, boosted it, which I'm not a fan of, but let's say you boosted it, you showed that to 5,000 people, and you got 1,000 people to like it, engage with it, comment on it, view it. Now, what happens to those 1,000 people? How do I show those 1,000 people who obviously took an interest in it? How do I show just them that house again, right? Let's say it didn't sell. How I want to get that house back in front of people, but I don't want to pay for the other 3,000 that didn't pay attention to it the first time. I only want to show it to the 2,000 that did, right? How do I do that? Well, Facebook makes it very easy to do that via audiences. So what I can do is actually come down here and click on the engagement. And I can do this from a bunch of different ways. I can do it on an event. I can do it on video. I can do it on a lead form. If I was running a lead form ad, let's say I was running a generic lead form ad, trying to get people to come in to sign up for a CMA, or if you're with Central and Beggins, a spa, then I can retarget them and pull only those people that clicked on the lead form but didn't actually submit it, right? That's just an example. So all sorts of different things. If they've engaged with my Facebook page, if they've engaged with my Instagram profile, and there's so many different things, right? Now, one of my favorites is video. That's why I push you guys to create so much video content. So let's say that I do a video on the top 5 reasons or top 5 things you need to know when buying your first home. Okay. Now, I know that if I post that video and 5,000 people watch it, but 1,000 people watch 50% or more of that video, those 1,000 people are probably very interested in buying a home, right? They're really thinking about it. Otherwise, why would you sit there and spend time watching this video? Now, Facebook typically, on a standard view, 3 seconds is what they consider a view. Now I know if someone just scrolled, stop, watch 3 seconds of video, that doesn't do me any good, especially if that video was 60 seconds long. So what Facebook has done is created this ability for me to click video and say, okay, I want someone who's watched 10 seconds. Maybe that's a good indicator. 25%, 50%. Now, this is where 50% is kind of where I draw the line of being truly engaged. So if I click this, I can say, okay, now I find that video. So I can come in here, I click video. I can do it if it was on Instagram. I click my Instagram, right? I select my Instagram account. Then I select the video that I had posted. If it was Facebook, then I could come here, select the Facebook page and say, okay, this was the video about home buying, right? Whatever your video was about. So I select that video. Now they're going to tell you how many 3-second views you had, okay? So they're going to give you an idea of how many people actually watch this video. So let me see if we've got one here. So like this would be like a really good example, okay? So this video here, we've had 3,462 people at least watch the video for 3 seconds, but I want people who've watched it for 50% or more. And now if I have multiple videos that I feel like kind of the person watching it is likely to take the action that I want them to take, if there's multiple videos that do that for me or multiple posts, then that's cool too. You can see that you can select multiple videos. And if I just want this one, I don't want that one, I exit out, right? But I select the video that I've posted that I want to pull the audience off of. Okay, so let's just say it's this one. I can hit confirm. Okay, and so now what I'm telling Facebook is, okay, I want you to pull only the people who've watched this video for 50% or more, and you can control the timeline in the last year, in the last 30 days, last 90 days, whatever it is, you name it, and you click create audience. And now it's the same thing as before. So now you can see like this video, for example, right? That's actually the video I just showed you. So I did this process with that, and it was under 1,000 people. So you'll see that almost 3,500 people watched it for at least 3 seconds, but under 1,000 actually watched it 50% or more. But that's okay because it's still big enough for me to target. And the people that did watch this video all the way through, or at least 50% of it, are very, very likely to want to take action I want them to take. And now I retarget and only them, which lowers my cost, which allows me to spend dollars versus hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars to get the leads that I want. Okay, so I hope this all makes sense, guys. This is not as complicated as it may seem. You have to come in and play with it. These audiences are free. There's no cost to create them. Play around, create as many as you want. You can create all sorts of different things, really segment your customer database, really segment people who are engaging with the content that you're posting, and then use that, leverage that as your opportunity to drive leads at a much lower cost. Because I'm telling you, what we've experienced is where a typical buyer's lead will cost us $30, $40 if we run a generic Facebook ad per lead. This is now costing us sub $10 per lead when we retarget only those who engaged in the content, right? And we're getting the engagement for cents on the dollar. So I know this works. We use it every single day. If you have questions or need help, feel free to comment, message me, do whatever you need to do to reach out to us. We're happy to help and guide you. Otherwise, we're here. We'll be back next week with another video. Thanks, guys. All right, guys. So that should conclude and show you exactly how to set up your custom audiences. We've gone through how to do it from a database perspective and from a custom engagement perspective. I hope it helps. If you have not done so already, hit that subscribe button for us. We really appreciate it. See you guys next week.